Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. If this is your first time being here, you're welcome. If you're a returning viewer, you are also welcome. Today's tutorial, you're going to be learning how to make this really cute organza layered sleeve. It's very beautiful, and if this is what you seem interested in, please stay tuned until the end of this tutorial. For this tutorial, you're going to be needing an organza material. You're also going to be needing a lining, and you're going to be needing any fabric of your choice. So here I have this really cute colorful Ankara prints, and we are going to be making use of this to cut out the base of the sleeve. Okay, the base of this sleeve is going to be a basic sleeve block. So if you have a block already, go ahead and place it on top of your fabric and cut out what you want. But if you don't have yours now, let's draft out a basic sleeve. Okay, so first of all, you're going to have to mark out a starting line, which is going to be the top of your sleeve, and from there you're going to go ahead and mark the length of your sleeve. Okay, just like the one you can see Vicky James putting on. It is a really long pencil sleeve, so I made use of 25 inches, which is the length of my wrist. And from the starting line again, you're going to go ahead and mark down to 9 inches, which is going to be your biceps points. And from the starting line again, go ahead and mark out 4 inches. How I got this cap height is my round bust divided by 12 plus 0.5 inches. Now on the cap height point, you're going to input your round sleeve divided by 2. Okay, so whatever you have, go ahead and input that, and go ahead and curve out the shape of your armhole. Okay, now go down to the biceps point and input your round bicep divided by 2 plus 1 inch for your sewing allowance. Do the same thing for your elbow. Divide your elbow circumference by 2 plus 1 inch for your sewing allowance, and then go down to the wrist. Divide your round wrist by 2 plus 1 inch for your sewing allowance. So now that we have a basic sleeve, we are going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, and right at the down part of our sleeve, we are going to input 1 inch, which is going to be for our hemming. All right, now you're going to have to bring in your lining piece, and then you cut out exactly what you have on your actual fabric. But if you don't want to make use of a lining, that is okay. You can go ahead and start working on your sleeve. But for mine, I want to make use of lining, so I will simply go ahead and cut out my lining now, and then we move over to what we are here for today, because this is just the basics of what we are about to go into. Okay, so once you are done cutting out the lining, next we are going to go ahead and cut out about 1 inch from this lining. Okay, because we want to attain a neat finishing on this sleeve. All right, this is just me showing you what the lining should look like after you cut out 1 inch from the lining. So now you're going to go ahead and put your lining aside, and then on the actual fabric from the top of your sleeve, you're going to mark out 9 inches and then down to 17 inches. So this basic sleeve, I've divided it into 3 sections, and these sections are where I'm going to be fixing in my organza. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark out my lines to be obvious, so that when I'm sewing this, I'm not going to get myself confused. Now once I am done with this, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my organza. Okay, so for this organza, I'm making use of 1.5 yards of organza. If you want it to be very full, that is what you should use. So if you are making 2 parts of the sleeve, you're going to make use of 3 yards of organza. So I'm going to measure the length of this organza, and I have it to be 35 inches. Now you guys, this 35 inches, I'm going to go ahead and divide it into 2 equal parts. Okay, That means I'm going to have my line in the middle, which is 17.5 inches. Now I'm going to draw a line across. Okay, so in that case, I've divided this organza into 3 parts. The first is the top line, the second is the line I am marking out across right now, and the third is the line at the down part. Okay, and then you guys, are going to have to go ahead to our sewing machine and run a stitch on this points. Okay, so the first gather stitch is going to be at the top, the second gather stitch is going to be in the middle, and the third gather stitch is going to be at the down parts. Okay, so here is just me showing you what to do. You're going to have to go to your sewing machine and run a gathered stitch, okay, at the top, in the middle, and the down parts. So we are going to move over to our sewing machine, run this gather stitch, and come over here to pull this together. So you guys, this is my organza. I've run the stitches, and here is just me pulling it together. So to pull this, you already know, is very simple. Hold one part of the threads, and you're going to just pull. So for the upper parts, you're going to pull and have it up to the size of your round armhole. Then coming over to the middle part, you're going to just pull, and when you're sewing, the biceps region of your sleeve is going to guide you on sewing this in. Okay, and that goes for the down part also. And for the gathers, you guys, you already know how to pull this. If you are not a beginner, you know how to do this, but if you're a beginner, just hold one of the threads and then you pull. Okay, so you guys, I am done pulling this, and next we are going to go ahead and bring in the sleeve. And to join this, you're going to start from the down line. Okay, and you're going to make sure that your sleeves are facing each other, and then you go over to your sewing machine and sew using 1/2 inch. So can you see what I'm doing? As I'm sewing this, I'm gathering this to make sure that one part is not fuller than the other. All right, and once you are done, you're going to have to top stitch, okay, on the seam, because if you don't do this, let me flip this over and show you. If you don't do this, the sleeve is going to be poking out. Can you see? So you're going to have to top stitch on the seam of the organza, and once you are done top stitching, you go ahead and flip it over towards the upper part of your sleeve. So guys, can you see what I have? You're going to have to flip just like this and then stitch on the biceps. Okay, so the next, I'm going to stitch on my biceps, and the other parts, which is the upper parts, you're going to stitch on the armhole curve. All right, and then for the sides, you're going to have to pleat just like I'm showing you right now. And once you are done pleating all of them, go ahead and stitch it using about 1/4 inch. Okay, and once you are done with all of this, next is for you to bring in your lining. Now for your lining, you're going to have to start from the down parts, and you stitch your lining using 1/2 inch. Once you are done, flip it over and top stitch, and then go ahead and sew the side seams using 1/4 inch. And once you are done with this, go ahead and turn the sleeve over to the right side. Okay, so that part which is open, you're going to go ahead and top stitch. Okay, so can you see this part is open? You're going to go ahead and top stitch, and once you are done with that, you're going to go ahead and sew the side seams together. Remember that you left 1 inch for sewing the side seams. So what you are going to do next is to go ahead and sandwich the organzas into the sleeve, and you're going to use 1 inch to sew the side seams. All right, so this is what we have after I sewed using 1 inch. and I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to the right side. So you guys, this is our sleeve. I hope I've been able to show you guys how to go about the sleeve. Okay, if this video was helpful, please do make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video to get more people to see it. I will see you in my next one. Bye.